They shouldn't have given you ashy blokes YouTube.
Cursed be the ground for our sake. Both thorns and thistles it shall bring forth for us. For out of the ground we were taken, for the dust we are. And to the dust we shall return.
You can't win, you can't break even, and you can't get out of the game. People keep saying things are gonna change, but they look just like they stay the same. You're getting way over your head, and you only got yourself to blame. You can't win, child, can't break even, can't get out of the game. Yeah. I'm done with life, and it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault. I'm done.
All right, you dusty denizens, you dusty kings, okay, you dusty Jermaines. We back in the house for AMA. Ask me anything. So this is where all your random ass questions that you guys would normally ask during a designated topic, okay, you can ask them today. Okay. I get less random questions on on AMA than I do on a regular podcast, which is something I don't understand, but it is what it is. So let's start with Joe. Joe's number one. Adric is number two for today. As an aside, I was, right before I walked in, I was talking to my grandson about Kamala Harris, and he's 12, and he's asked me all these. Yeah, he said, "I like Kamala Harris. How come you don't like Kamala Harris?" I said, how come I think she would make a good president. And then I said, well, I don't think she's qualified. Then he asked me why. So trying to explain economics and global geopolitical uh, machinations and immigration to a 12-year-old, and why the vice president or the one who somebody wants to be president is not qualified to handle it in about 5 minutes, it's a chore. So that's why I hate domestic politics. But anyway, Adric is number two. There's the maestro number three. And so all them funky beats you guys hear, there is the maestro, Alan Lavelle. I'm sure he'll post his information in case you want beats. He's one of the best beat makers I've ever heard in my whole entire life. He's just you know, he's like us, man. He's a poor righteous teacher, okay? Mr. Me Too, Prince, what's going on? Laverus, one of my day ones. Encrypted Wolf, what's happening? There's Eddie. Eddie in your parking lot, man, or you on the highway? Scorpion Black, what's happening? Frank Willis, hey, Master Teacher, what are your thoughts on upcoming debates? It's about goddamn time. Let's get the show on the road. Gabar, what's happening? I actually want to see what she's going to say during the convention. Okay, I think that the speech she gave today was a warm up for a convention speech. Okay, I think you're going to hear the same speech. Snowman, what's going on? So warming up in the bullpen. WNBA back on my channel Sunday. Okay, all right. AL, what's happening? Royal Priest, what's happening? AB Media, Instant Media beaming in on Dusty 7. Okay. Xander, what's going on? With a Z. What's going on? I'm listening. Hola. Que paso? Indigo Flow with the dust. Say, baby, yes, your thought on Kamala Harris asking BlackRock, yes, BlackRock for economic advice. Yeah, they're gonna have to divest from their holdings. So yes, you're gonna have to talk to them. So you put me on to George Duke's Rhyme or Reason. Give me 3 more good songs to listen to from Reach For. I would say go listen to the Reach For It album, okay? and listen to Reach For It by George Duke. And Dookie Stick, there's a bunch of them. I think it's Brazilian something, Brazilian Affair. It might be it. Um, there's a bunch of them. I have to think about it. But yeah, go look, if you want funk, go listen to the Reach For It album. Okay. John Smith, what's happening? Said, can the Indiana Fever complete the comeback and nail down one of the top 4 seeds in the playoffs? I think Caitlin Clark has her legs under her. She gave her legs time to rest. So I think that 3-point shot will get better. She'll be more accurate. So I think they will. I think if Christy Sides doesn't fuck it up, I say the one thing to Christy Sides, okay? You know what I'm getting ready to say, right? Okay.
How do you fuck that up? How do you fuck that up?
We'll say that to Christy Sides if she doesn't make the playoffs, right? Layman's Journal. Hey, what up, BGS? Happy to catch a live show and thanks for the support. Yeah, I have to catch your. I'm gonna have to catch your. In fact, Layman, do you have a wrench? If you're gonna have a wrench, man, I want you to pump your. I want you to pump your Patreon because I think most of your good stuff will probably be on Patreon. I know you try to do the best you can with YouTube, but YouTube is getting really funky with the goddamn copyright shit. So I think your Patreon will be lit. I said DJ from DC, what's going on? Marshawn, what's going on? Micah L, what's going on? Indigo Float, what's going on? There's Maggie. Maggie under the veil. One of these days, Maggie, I know it's taboo for you. One of these days, we're gonna have to talk about um the complex relationship between black men and black women, and also the bigger complicated task of white men and black women. Okay, because that is really complicated. Okay, and though a lot of stuff that's holding back the black community is, in my opinion, black women's secretive love, the love-hate relationship they have with white men. I think a lot of that stuff, uh, goes on in the black community stems from that. But one day we have to have a talk about it, Maggie. Logic and Reason, what's going on? Mr. Teeth, what's going on? Quayne Jarrett, what's going on? The Black Toxic Masculinist, what's happening? Free Agent Triple OG, what's up? Brother Hannibal, what's going on? Kamala is bribing black celebs for support. Man, not just black celebs, man. Basically, they're doing a full court press. They're really trying to sell her, man. But if if they can get her into the White House, man, it will be a master class on how you sell a campaign, how you sell a candidate to the public. It have to be an absolute master class because I'm looking at this stuff, man, and they are holding back no bars, man. They go on full court. Barry Hamilton, what's going on? Bureau Hammer, what's going on? Hurricane Greg, Matt Brennan, yes, drop a like in the chat, please. Please, okay. I don't want to play any Lawrence Welk music, okay. I know you guys don't like polka, okay. Y'all like funk, but y'all don't like polka, so please drop a like in my chat, okay. Excalibur, what's happening? Philip, what's happening? Yeah, she doesn't need to put some. Well, she's selling clothes, man. She's a Malibu Barbie, right? So she's a halter top and booty shorts kind of girl. Tony Smith, what's going on? Drizzle. Okay, Nate says follow me on TikTok. Help me to get to 1,000. Okay, there's Nate's link. Juice, what's happening? DJ B-Side, what's happening? Duran, what's happening? King Little TV, what's happening? Trail, what's up, Trail? Let's see. Canadian National, are you from Chicago? No, I am not. I am from Los Angeles, sir. And it's hot as hell here. Cameron Shabazz, what's happening? Hunter X-Man, BGS, good afternoon. There's talk. Kennedy is going to offer the Trump camp his 4% for a spot in the cabinet as Health and Human Services Secretary. Any thoughts? You can pull it off, man. I'd say go for it. Say my thoughts on the U.S. vet, black women crying because a migrant. Oh, she's crying. She's crying. Yeah, I don't blame her, man. I don't blame her. Right? She's struggling, and she's a vet, and she's a citizen, and she's struggling. They could offer that money to help her save her food truck. I don't blame her. I'd cry too. But it is what it is, man. Um, that's why I'm black pill. I used to cry for this kind of stuff. I used to be hurt by this kind of stuff. But thing is, after you start looking at the overall picture, you understand why they do what they do. Okay, it takes the sting away. But I don't blame her. Did you see they're blaming Sky Jackson for putting paws on her baby dad doing the Dusty Jermaine? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. She should get charged just like everybody else. And to be just it more, you were saying in the past live stream about using bleach. Oh, okay. Now I'm not talking about a lot of bleach. Okay, you must have went back in the archives. Okay, there's something that I learned. Okay, about bleach. Not a lot of it, not a whole lot. Okay, I'm not telling where you trying to turn yourself white. Just enough to um, kill the bacteria and the yeast that women carry. Okay, women carry because they have an opening, right? So they have their own little bacteria and yeast to kind of protect the opening from foreign invaders, right? Okay, and their yeast and bacteria that's common to their vagina, okay, will react to another woman's uh, uh, bacteria and yeast. Okay, if you having raw sex with multiple women, okay, as I once did, I wouldn't suggest that for anybody. Okay, I'm just saying. Okay, then you need to uh, yeah, you if you're gonna have multiple women, you're gonna go between multiple women. You need to sterilize yourself, sterilize those parts. Okay, so it's a hot bath with maybe a cap full of bleach or something like that, or maybe a little bit more to sterilize and kill those. I wouldn't say pathogens, but that the bacteria and the yeast. Okay, so you don't pass it on to the next woman. That's what I've learned. Say, hey, BGS, hopefully you've been well, but I have a question. I was curious, what type of tech are they holding back if you can share on here? There's lots of it, man. There's a lot of AI that could replace salespeople. They're holding back self-driving cars and trucks. They're holding back uh, surveillance drones to replace police. They're holding back all kinds of tech to replace nurses and doctors in some cases. They're holding back a lot of automated machines in warehouses. There's tons of it, man. I can't even count all of it, but there's just tons of it. But the thing is, you won't have an economy if you do that. What's going on, Michael? Want to be mystic? Salute to the sage. What books would you recommend on trying to understand racial hypergamy from an evolutionary perspective? Evolutionary, I would say first thing you would do is read the Lucifer Principle. God, I can't remember his last name. Can't remember his last name, but Lucifer Principle was only one book by that name. Okay, that one, and then read Sedanius's book on social dominance theory. Okay, those two books will give you a pretty good idea of racial hypergamy. And then after that, if you've read those two, then read the dating divide. Okay, they'll give you a pretty good idea. Titan Blooded, what's happening? Mr. Me Too, Mr. Teacher, have you seen the Frontline special on Two American Families, 1991 to 2024? What do you think? I know I have not seen it. Okay, how old is it? Deacon Brown, what's going on? Coming up with the Joneses, what's happening? Brother Hannibal, Trump pulls a Tulsi Gabbard for debate prep. Oh, pulls in Tulsi Gabbard for debate prep. And Tulsi Gabbard is pissed, man. They put her on the watch list, on the terrorist list. She's pissed. Great shows. Be just nice to see you here and use female videos as evidence. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, unless it comes from a female, people don't believe him. Guys don't believe it. If your grandson likes and follows sports, use a sports analogy. Explain to him how bad things may get with her. I might. I might. I have to see where his head is. Okay. I can just use the prices that he pays because he likes to shop. Okay. No highway today, just a cold beer. Oh, okay. All right. All right, Eddie. What kind of beer you drinking? A Brazilian love affair. Yeah. Nice catch, you guys. We just had my opinion, but I told someone donating money and participating in the manosphere is political. Would you agree? Otherwise, taco tax is always. It's very political. In fact, if the manosphere is really is a political movement. Okay, it's not. The manosphere is really not there designed to hate women. Okay, it's really not there to design to hate that or denigrate women per se. Okay, but it is to change the political environment. Okay, that's what it's really there for. Most of the manosphere is built by MRAs, men's rights advocates. So it's very political. Hunter X Men, BGS. Good afternoon. There's talk. Kennedy's going. Okay, yeah. I just answered that one. Yeah. Uh, if he can do it and he can get his spot, okay. I think he would make I think he actually would make a good advocate for that if Kamala wins. Okay. Um, the downside, Kamala would be president, and I'm not so sure about that. Will Trump lose lots of military support because of what he said about the Congressional Medal of Honor, taco stand stack? I didn't hear it, but I think they'll overlook that because the military really does not like what's going on with Biden. They really do not. Okay, so hello to Maggie. I may be moving my stuff to Patreon as well. So in that mind, do me a favor, y'all, and join me there. Yeah, I think Patreon would be a good spot for you, especially if you're gonna show like play by play and stuff like that. Play by play is fine. It's kind of hard without visuals. So we're Patreon. I think a dual a simulcast between your YouTube where you make the call and Patreon where you can actually show like a screen uh, with the action. Okay, what are you going to do any with Colorado this year since Coach Prime is back in action? Yeah, yeah. You know what I've been rocking. I wish I could play it. I've been rocking some Angelique Kidjo from Benin, man. So I can't get Babalo out of my brain right now. I think it's a good thing to keep black men at the bottom because we wouldn't be unique and wouldn't be sexually desirable women. So I think being the king of the dust, your thought. Yeah, what is fine, except as being fine, being sexually desired, and stuff like that is fine. But the thing is this: there's a lot of downside to come with that. So, well, I will trade that sexual desire for a lot more um, access to wealth and other kind of stuff, right? Wealth and resources and shit like that. Okay, going to jail, getting shot at, getting fucked up by police, and getting discriminated against is not a fair trade, in my opinion. Dwayne said, Dane, what's going on? Yango, what's happening? Cloud with TJ, Beaches Elon Musk said before 2040 humans will be able to walk in a store by a humanoid robot. I think so. Yeah. They're already there. They just have to put them in mass market. That's all. Yeah. They're already there. They have the tech. And the thing is just miniaturizing it. Okay. Because you went from um, a dumb phone. Okay. You went from a in what 20 years, you went from a dial-up phone um, to a computer in your hand. Okay, within 20 years, or within 10 years, you went from uh, a big plasma screen, 55 inches that cost $60,000 to the same LCD that's better quality, and more sophisticated in 10 years. It costs $250. So I think you will be able to. I hate polka. I do too, but thing is, polka encourages people to hit the like button because of the pain. So hit my like button, folks. If you hadn't hit it already, please donate to the channel by hitting my like button. All right. I got 300 people watching. Hey, hit my like button, y'all, if you're listening. Canadian National, who else? Oh, when they oh came when they saw Kamala. The Kamala now, no, not anybody. She looks like a now she looks like an Indian auntie. Okay, before she looked like a hot mulatto back when she was young. She was a bad girl when she was young. I can't lie. Trump's strategy and performance make it easier to sell her. He's self-destructing. I don't know, man. It's too early to tell. Okay. If did you see her try to give that speech, man? You see her try to give that speech, how clumsy she was? Okay. If you can sell her, good luck. The thing is, people gonna hate Trump no matter what. Uh, Adrian, what's up? BGS and Salchi 2024. Oh, they don't want them problems. What do you think about the rise in C19? What's causing the spike? It's like the flu is normal. Okay. C19 when its first iteration was a lot more deadly. It's like a 3 or 4% mortality rate, but this one is, mortality rate for C19 now is about the same as the flu. Okay, so it's now it's just a regular flu. It's no big deal. It's going to be more contagious because more people are going to have it. But the thing is, it's not going to do anything. So now it's not a do nothing virus. You're going to still be uncomfortable, but it's not going to kill you. Mr. Donnie Mac, what's happening? South Park 2K, what's going on? 2001. And you like the video? I also she she looks like she has the baddie starter kit. Thanos was right. That black woman vet will vote for Kamala. Q laugh track and roll credit. I don't think she will. And there's a whole lot of black women who do not like Kamala Harris, man. That's what they hiding that. Personal binom. Okay. Oh, okay. I got you. A cap full of bleach. I said cap full of bleach. Whatever your body can stand. I started with a cap full, but if depending on how much water that you're putting into your tub. But some people will put a whole cup. Okay, but those are the male hoes. They put the whole cup in it because they fucking a lot of women. But I would say yeah, cap full, maybe a little bit more, in your bath water. Okay. Sir. Okay. Begin pursuit of her doctorate. Get down, Dr. Jody. Okay. Get down, Dr. Jody. If she needs help, man, if she needs the kind of you know, assistance or stuff like that, man, don't fail to holler. A lot of brains in this arena. Water, water first, then the bleach, and make sure it gets mixed up. Okay. You don't want to burn your shit. Okay. Yeah, I already explained it, Chaos. If you're a male hoe, you're going between a bunch of women, you got to kill those buggers, okay? And you got to make sure that it gets into your skin because her juice is going to get into your skin and you're going to transfer that shit, okay? Everybody does that, man. But sometimes even wearing a condom, her juice is going to get into your skin. So you should take precautions unless you want to, unless you want to have multiple women with yeast infections. And they're going to be looking at you with side eye, okay? You need a half to a whole cup of bleach for that bath. Okay. Joe, hey. Joe knows what he's doing, okay? Joe knows what he's doing. Hey, a fellow hoe, okay? So there's hope for hoes, okay? Because I don't get it. I had black women who worship my dirty draws. How can racial hypergamy exist when I had black women in my face tell me that they love me? They do love you, but it's complex, okay? And I'm not talking about Every black we know. Got to remember, we generalizing, so it's not all. Okay, there's nothing. There's no such thing as all in the whole entire universe. Okay, even down to we call air, even though it's got what how many different trace elements and gases in the air. Okay, but we call it air in general. What's the title of the book you were reading? Talking about the black woman, the low level content in black men, written back in the 1960s. Oh, it was actually it wasn't a book. It was actually a paper. I think it was from Pauli Murray, written in 1947. But low level contempt. There was also the book written by Frazier back in the 1940s called "The Negro Family United States." There's a bunch of them. Self-actualized. What's going on? D. Lee, what's happening? Incognito, what's happening? And two, they're holding back lots of legal, finance, and accounting AI. Yes, true. Effectively wiping out some of the major businesses and professions. When you can get a credit card approved in 2 minutes through AI, that means the game has changed. Okay. Questions: what good books going in the history of the trades? What trades is that? There's too many to actually to talk about. If Kamala Harris is elected, if would it lead to a race? So no, no, nope, it would not. A civil war riots are actually destructive, and unless you want to go hungry, what's going on with the UK and riots has a little less to do with race and more to do with economics. Where will the energy needed to drive air come from, or will be outsourced? I'm thinking that they talk about thorium reactors, thorium salt reactors. That's what I'm hearing. So Modelo, okay, all right. I gotta go try me a Modelo. It's 3 weeks old. I want your thoughts on it. Okay, what's 3 weeks old? Okay, okay. Maybe I didn't catch the first one, Mr. Me Too. Follow the rainbow. My oldest turned 17 today. Have to drop him off at the job at the movie theater in about an hour. Okay, he got a gig. Okay, he's learning. Canadian national. What's that? Have you ran into Hoover gang before? Yeah, that's a long time ago, man. That was in the '70s when I ran into the Hoover gang. I remember I'm old school, man. I'm not too far. I live in, I still live in South Central. So the Hoover Gang, I ran into them, man, back in the early '70s when I used to live on Vermont. So Supreme Pivot, what's happening? Thanos was right. IBM's Watson AI has solved multiple diseases, has been hidden. You can get a version of GPT-5 without restrictions and build your own. You need lots of processing power, though. Yeah. How useful will cybersecurity technology be in the future? Somebody's got to keep an eye on these bad boys, right? Every software has holes, and the more they rely on softwares rather than humans, there's going to be more holes. Okay, so that's going to be big. That's why you should listen to Ninja Person and Theo. In fact, Trail. If I was Trail and it was summertime, I would have my 17-year-old. I would pay the money, have my 17-year-old sign up for Theo's class. Okay, fuck a theater. Dudes are too focused on pussy. Would rather have the first world black country than to be desirable. I agree. I don't want to be seen as fake, an imitation of white like Myron off. Okay, I don't understand. What are your thoughts on Saudi Arabia's and UAE's year 3000 plan with futuristic cities and the line city plan with AI runs it? Well, that's 3,000 years, man. Okay, we're so far from that. Well, everybody has plans for the future, okay, and they're forward looking, especially MBS. MBS is a technocrat, okay. Went from a Nokia to a BlackBerry to an iPhone. Yep, smartphone equals PDA plus cell phone. Yep, and where PDAs were Them compared to the modern phone. Basically, your modern phone is basically the same chip almost that's driving, say, like an Apple, like a MacBook. Okay, is driving your phone. The only difference is thermal limits. The bottom is in your mind. How we feel about us is most important. We don't push for bottom is not in your mind, sir. It don't work that way. Bottom is not in your mind. Okay. You go out there in the real world, you find out who's over you. That shit don't work that way. I don't like that. I don't. I mean, I don't mind it, okay, but I don't like that bullshit because it's called a real world, okay. You go to Congo and tell them they're not at the fucking bottom. You be lying to them. What is the book called about black women's low level contempt for black men? Uh it's not one book, okay. Um, it's in a lot of the different literature. Um, and a lot of that stuff is hidden. Okay, most of your feminist books, there's going to be some of that in it. A lot of your literature, going even back to the 30s and 40s, there's some of that in it. Fraser talked about it. Clark talked about it, um, but it's not outwardly expressed. Okay, I think all vets should hear what Trump said about Congressional Medal of Honor winners being shot up and dead and decide for themselves if they want like him or not. They should. Okay, but the thing is, what is the thing is what is the converse side of it? You have to see what the other side is also talking about. Guy Incognito, not just one side. Okay, but if Guy Incognito, if you really want to talk about it, boss, I'll drop the link. We can talk. We can go through it. I don't like going through that this kind of stuff on a chat. And I don't like to, I really don't like, I actually talked to Sashi last night, talking to civilians and pedestrians about this kind of crap. Um, and it's complex, the complex shit that you got to go through when picking the leader of your country. Okay. Um, at some point, you know, I can disagree with you, but I'm not gonna go back and forth with you because you don't know enough. Okay. I'm just gonna say that. But if you want to get up there and talk about it, we can talk about it. I want to see how much you know. Okay. The second question would be difference between techno-socialism, techno-socialism is basically use spreading the tech out and allowing people to use the tech to make a living. Okay. Using the tech to make people's lives better. Techno-feudalism is using the technology and hoarding it in silos to make money. Okay. To make yourself wealthier. Okay, in other words, owning the land and withholding it from the peasants rather than distributing the land to the peasants. Okay, that's the difference. You think Kamala can be sold is because you were sold. Yeah. Okay, I don't get that. You think Kamala can be? She's being. I don't know. Okay, I don't know. She is goofy, but the thing is that she is that. She's not goofy, but thinks she's awkward in this position. That's just me. As for the bleach, you only need 1 part per million to kill that bacteria. Okay. All right. Because do you think the better car engines will turn in natural aspirated engines versus turbo twin engines when Trump is back in office? That's a good question. Eventually, you're going to have to transition to those engines. The thing is, your infrastructure has to be better. Even Biden can't do it. Yeah, there's some things I don't like how Biden is doing shit, man, because you're trying to force shit down people's throats and making people suffer. So, Scott Gracie, okay, all right, yeah, I just read that one. Brother Hannibal, is Kamala Harris campaign courts black voters in Philadelphia is from Donald Trump polls higher than 2020 with group. Oh, it's going to be, can you sell her? Can you sell her uh, and make her platform sellable to people? Have you heard anything about euros? Was it return focusing, accusing of Ukraine? That's bullshit. I know the Iranians, well, everybody knows that's bullshit. The Ukraine had no capability actually blowing up that pipeline. Okay. Because I try to work 2 hours one way daily. I'm developing sciatica nerve pain in my right drive leg. How do you fix it? I would say a chiropractor first and see If it's you can be adjusted. If not, then it might be that. It might be that. It might be that. But visit a chiropractor first and see if I can be adjusted. If not, then yeah, you're probably gonna have to drive a different car. If the Jeep is causing it, then it might be that. It has to be a bath, not a shower, right? Adrian, we have a fellow Ho in the building. Okay, Ho sighting there. Adrian Stafford. What with Negroes in this bleach? Okay, he just explained it. Okay, you got to catch up. Hey, I shot a young man an email for my birth chart reading. Oh, you shot me. Okay. Uh, my bad. I forgot Friday. Maybe I got the wrong email. Okay. I haven't seen it. Um, I haven't seen it, but if you, I think if I might if you're on my Patreon, and if you're with me, normally every Patreon I do at least 3 or 4 for free. Okay, but you can actually shoot it to me again. I'll put my email in the chat again. All right, I put my email in the chat. You can shoot it to me again. Money cash. I need bleach bath, even if I'm strapping up. It depends on how wet she is, and got to remember her juices go everywhere. Okay, if you get it on you, there's a possibility of transferring her bacteria and her yeast and her flora to another woman. So you got to be careful. LAXT, what's happening? Theo, what's up? There's Mookie in the building, and I would say Trail, if um, ask your son, does he want to make money? Okay, if he wants to make money and instead of having fun, then he should buckle down for the summer and learn what Theo's trying to teach him. Okay, I would say that if I were you. Okay, he wants to make money. According to stats, it's most not all. Okay, I don't know what that is. I keep scented wipes in the same drawer as the jimmies and coconut oil. That helps, but the thing is, it gets soaked into your skin. The Joho bath. Y'all ain't shit. Oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, and a whole more than a host of trace gases. Okay, if you want to be accurate, but we call that shit air. LXT is Mookie in the building. Computer geek, Dave Tao, what's going on? If a 40-year-old black woman's 5 closest friends are either long-term single, baby moms, and never been married, that's a huge red flag. Yes, it is. Yeah. You are who your circle is. Ray, what's going on? Well, they are. If enough countries like Russia get off the dollar, stop buying U.S. Treasury, stop buying public stock, U.S. companies, will it fail fortune the United States government get back on the gold standard? Nope. It's impossible to get back on the gold standard. There's way more nitrogen in the air than there's oxygen, but you already knew that. Yeah. I saw Dr. Orion from Psychax did well in his first YouTube live. Yeah, I did see that. Yeah, you guys need to take my AI class so you can stop asking these crazy questions. That's your channels, right? Nobody dies from STIs unless they're untreated. You can take prophylaxis to prevent most diseases, including okay. That is not why do people hate on male hoes? We're not hating on male hoes. The thing is, you don't want to spread yeast to from one woman to the next. It has nothing to do with the STIs. Okay. Yeast, yeah, the her flora is not an STI. Okay, it's just a normal thing. Okay, you think database administrator jobs it should be replaced by AI? No, I don't. He was in a STEM robotics coding class earlier this summer. Then he shouldn't be wasting his time in a theater. Okay, but it's up to you. LOL, you're correct, sir. I love BGS. Just usually shadow listen. Hey, what's up, Andre? You take a database class, you can start asking stupid AI questions. There's a reason that people are in place. AI cannot do everything, and AI does make mistakes, but the AI is lousy at catching its own mistakes. Okay, Root Penguin, what's up? Ninja Person. In fact, they are more important. Okay, because that's what AIs run on. AIs actually do run on databases. Okay, even when you speak, okay, transferring that into a database that can be accessed is important. Johnny Anderson, what is the area around UCLA campus like? Oh, no, wealthy. It's not even upper middle class, wealthy. Okay. We're talking about, well, nowadays it's probably about what? You got to be at least $700,000 and above for a household. Oh, follow the rainbow. Okay. Master of the game. Okay. And Theo's always on 10. He just holds it back. As someone that's a coder, everything has backdoors, exploit points by design or failure to think creatively. There will always be vulnerability to AI programs in their language. And we don't want that to happen. Okay. Nobody wants that to happen. Do you believe in our US economy's hit or that our US economy's hit with Greece and Spain is? I don't think that low. Okay. We're too big. Tell them, TD, tell them, good BGS, great show as usual. Okay. Money Cash, you believe IQ is real? It is real. Okay. It's just a measure. No, IQ is real. And you should talk to somebody that doesn't have your IQ. You'll know that in like less than 5 minutes. Okay. Uh, Clark, who? Oh, John, not John Henry Clark. It's, um, oh God, what's Clark's first name? I'll think of it. But look for Dark Ghetto by Clark. The book is Dark Ghetto. Sir Anthony, what's going on? Andre M. Pringles, remember for the Dusty meeting. Heed, what's happening? Yeah, lane pedestrians. David, what's going on? Regular civilians are not gonna get it. Um, about 20 minutes behind and listen. Okay, what's up, Leon? There's Theo's class. Okay, there's the link for it. So if y'all want to make money, man, Theo's basically giving this shit away. Okay, and it's for a young kid if he wants to make money, really wants to make money. Okay, he's got to know this shit. Linux versus Windows depends on what your need is. Okay, if you're a pedestrian like me, Windows, Linux takes a little bit more work. Okay, and you got to find your apps. It's hard to find apps for Linux than it is Windows. You have to have, I would say people on Linux have a need for Linux. If basically if you have a need for Linux, you know it. But Linux has a lot of roll your own shit. So, and Ms. Delta, appreciate you. What's going on to the Dusty family? Trail, BJ was great at and take Theo's course. I've already been teaching him scripting. Was also think of putting him into CDL class next summer. You could, but thing is, the CDL is fine. But thing is, if he can sit down and at his age or as a teenager earn $50,000 to $100,000 a year, uh, and sit on his ass, that's where I would put him. If he's got the aptitude, a lot of truckers don't have the aptitude. That's why they don't do it. More question: you had the ability to create a fully AI adult entertainment. Should you? Um, yeah, yeah, I would. It's headed there anyway. Vinegar is just as good. Not from what I hear. Techno-feudalism is what we do now. Not, yeah, kind of, not really, but kind of. And Linux is more techno open source, techno socialism. Yeah, I guess you could say that. Yeah, that's in a way. Linux versus cloud AWS. Okay. If you're gonna get into cloud, you're gonna have to learn Linux. It's better on Linux than it is on Windows. Okay, Windows has a lot of drawbacks. Okay, and Linux is closer to the is actually closer to the um, to the source. Okay, that's what it is. Linux is actually designed for servers. Okay, that's what Linux is actually designed for. It's a copy of a server software. So the big hardware that the shit runs on, Linux is actually a copy of it. It's an open source copy of it. Repealing minimally invasive spine procedures is an option too if it comes to that. Chiropractor first, though. I say chiropractor first. Yeah. Ukraine will Ukraine invading Russia change it down? This is going to piss them off, and it already has pissed them off because Russia has been basically going fairly easy on Ukraine, but it's going to piss them off. What's going on, Pookie? Sciatica comes from stiffness in the lumbar or lower back. A lot of times it goes down into the legs. Get a low back support for your car. Good tip, Pookie. How did you become so informed on these issues? Your books you reference uncover a hidden world that cuts through all preceding propaganda on black men. Watch for 2 years. Good channel. Basically, I started out being a Gnostic. I went into trading stocks and stocks and futures and shit like that. I learned from another master that it gets into power politics. Okay, and then after that, then you start picking up bits and pieces, and over 30 years, you acquire a lot of knowledge. So it's not a straightforward journey. I would say I would not start it. Okay. I said I would if he's got the aptitude for tech, I would that's where I would go. Thought about geometry and how is it okay. I've seen the word, I'm not sure how you would use it. Holding what the Soviet issues, been consuming information the last days online. I'll be doing behind the wall reviewing Tulsi Gabbard's um, interview, okay, and then I might be doing one Sunday. So I may be doing two this week. He wants to become an engineer like his dad. He wants to do more mechanical while I did electrical. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's up to you, man. You got because you know your kid. If he's into, sitting there and doing the work, I probably would train him on doing what Theo's doing because all that stuff is actually gonna come together anyway. Because at some point, even an engineer has to go online and do shit. Okay, so it all works together. What are my thoughts on Tiffany Henyard fiasco? I don't know how far, it's corrupt. A lot of people should go to jail. Okay. Um, she couldn't do that by herself. A lot of people should go to jail. Way too many people and not enough gold to cover the funds, would have to access. And basically, the reason you went off the gold standard is because of the population increase. You don't have enough gold for the population increase. You can't find enough gold to actually expand the economy for the population increase. That's why you went off the gold standard in the first place. Go back and look at Keynes. Keynes said gold standard causes war. So unless you want to go back to World War I and World War II, you cannot go back to a pure gold standard. It's impossible. It's got to be based on something else. They're trying to base it on something like Bitcoin and some shit like that. What are your thoughts on physical gold and silver? They are an insurance policy. Okay, they're restrictors to keep the fiats in check. What are your thoughts on? Okay, I just did that one. Okay, you saw my question on a triad. Which triad? Okay, a good book on the dark triad. Is that what you're talking about? It's the dark triad. Talk about personalities. I don't think I have a good book. We have to ask Maggie if it's about dark triad personalities. That's her field. Pookie, that Negro over there, what's going on? Yeah, yeah, suggest you reach for it. I can buy your kid a used laptop, get him some books, find some YouTube channels. No reason why the kid can't learn programming in 2024. That is true. Yeah. Especially you have so many good teachers on the, in here. I think a quarter of my people are programmers, so there's always good teachers in here that program. You got a bunch of them in here right now. I tried everything, including acupuncture. Oh, for your back. Okay. So you already tried your being adjusted by a good chiropractor. Nope, I don't think so. Not this year. In Lockheed Martin and Raytheon is hiding aircraft. No, they're not. If they had it, they'd be using it. They pulled out all the stops. If they had it, they'd use it right now. And Kenneth Clark, thank you, Will AR. The current style of twerking, the way black women do it, exists. When you were teen or early bachelors? No. Twerking is a bastardization of African dance. Okay, so did it exist in the form it did in African dance? It's been there for thousands of years. The thing is, it's been bastardized and perverted. No, not John Henry Clark. It's Kenneth Clark. Dark Ghetto and Kenneth Clark. Yeah, yeah, Dark Ghetto. Johnny Anderson. Which player do you think is the greatest Laker ever? Magic, Kareem, Kobe, or the logo? That's a good question. I would say my money will probably be on Kareem. Probably be on Kareem. Magic then winning championships after Kareem retired. Linux does drive the world. If you know Linux and C, and you can actually rule the world. Okay, Dark Ghetto. Okay. When are we getting another Octanes video? When it requires it. Basically, I've pretty much over the last 8 years pretty much went over all the Octanes. I don't know what you need to know about it, unless it's special cases. And I'm 40. I remember when twerking when I was a kid. Larry, I'm in Memphis and Chicago kid though. Okay, I mean it's been around. Fire Nation. Windows lets you become a great worker. Yeah, it does. Yeah, Kenneth B. Clark. Yeah. Well, my thoughts on eugenics. Shit doesn't work. They tried it, and nobody likes the way it goes. Especially if you put AI in eugenics, you're gonna have issues. But the thing is, eugenics in a form of where you're actually manipulating the genome to produce super babies. That's gonna happen. No, it has not. It has not taken over. Hello, master teacher, about to board a flight, but definitely going to get some learning before I go. Okay. All right, Big Mo. Have you ran into Pyrus? Well, they're in the neighborhood, man. Yeah, I ran into Pyrus. Great Street, Crips, Pyrus, uh, uh, Hoovers, A Trays, West Sides, um, you name them. I went to school, a lot of them. The colleagues letter was originally created for sports, or am I way out? The Dear Colleagues letter was actually designed for not sports, designed for um, sexual harassment for the student body. Iraqi Linux, you want to learn in the U.S.? Okay. Opinion in Russia is saving their first string for Poland. No, no, they're holding back is because uh, Ukrainians are like cousins to them. They don't want to obliterate them. They just want to teach them a couple of lessons because they could have killed way more Ukrainians if they really wanted to. Well, my thoughts on David Carroll. Do you think he was right about the issues of the community? Some things he was right about. Some things I think he was wrong on. Okay. I think he was too one-sided. Okay, one-minded. Uh, but for what he did, he was fine. Okay. But he's an old school, what I call Southern, uh, Southern. What's the word I want to use? Conservative. How would you have a breakthrough moment when shit just made sense? Money, women, etc. It's called eureka. You when you know it, you know it. You go, oh shit. I'll decode Hebrew letters and words. Yeah. I'm kind of fuzzy on that. Hey, but just you think black women would want to change, or is the culture disrespect towards black men? It's too ingrained. Too ingrained. It's being passed down. I had little girls that are like 3 and 4 years old doing the same shit. So yeah, there's no way you can actually stop this because the women keep passing it down. All right. I said, much love to you, OG. Do you think that at 34 it's realistic for me to desire a third child, a three-child family in the future? A lot of people talk to say it requires too much energy in old age. No, not really. Okay. Basically, three kids, three-child family. As long it depends on what you do. If you gotta get out and bust it physically, yeah, it's probably it's gonna be hard. But um, if you're a white collar worker, nah, it's no big deal. Raising the kids no big deals. If it's grandkids, okay, after that. But it's no big deal. If you're 34, I would say the limit would be like 41, 42. Okay, I wouldn't try to start a family if I'm 41 or 42. But the thing is, 34, okay, this is when you probably should start it. A lot of guys actually start their family at 30, 34, 35, so it's no big deal. I'm looking for my grants for my business, BGS. Okay, cool. Just tagged from a former Keisha worshiper. y'all ain't shit. All right, we had an hour, so I'm looking for super chats now. Okay, let me get to my super chats first. Okay, and there's no super chats, and I'll scroll back. BGS, I work for both. They hit a lot. 8 stories down in earth. Yeah, okay. I know you have. Okay, I know you have. Yeah, well, I'm a fan of him too. But thing is, they have different. Uh, what's it called? Kenneth Clark, they hide. Okay, even blacks hide it because the women don't want that shit out. Let's see. All right. Oh, yeah, we did a fire stream with Dr. Clark. Yeah, we did. Chinese triad. I don't know a whole lot about it. I don't know any books on it. Okay, so I couldn't begin to give you a suggestion about it. Oh, that's the video we did on Dark Ghetto and Kenneth Clark. I've actually done videos on Kenneth Clark, portions of Kenneth Clark and Dark Ghetto. If you look up for it, like Dark Ghetto, they should be up. CRISPR, amongst other things. Well, it's going to go coast to coast. The thing what's really going to happen, especially with them importing all the Latinos, especially from Venezuela, the cartels are probably going to start taking over the trades. Okay, the dark trades. Let's put it that way. So if you guys are black gangsters or black gangbangers, y'all need to skill up and tool up because these guys get people out of the military. Okay, what's up, Art? You think lower class people are being systematically fertilized to do they produce more lower working systematically fertilized? No. What's up, BGS and Chatty? What do you think about the Kellogg's plant in Omaha closing? Do you think they will sell to Mexico like Nabisco did? Um, I don't know why they closed. I think they closed because they don't have enough either more efficient factories or they don't have enough source material to actually make it. So it's kind of hard to say why. You have to find out why they closed it. Shannon Moore, salute. Um, One they're harder to find. I could, uh, but I don't know. If there's something that he says that I really want to highlight, I might. He said you need to write a book on Octane and create the framework for a guy version. I did create a framework for a guy version. Okay. Uh, between my female subs and Kevin, they said I needed a guy version. So there's a parallel version for both. Okay. 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 PRT need to cash out and so I heard that. That's what they. That's I've heard that. Michael AI. It already is. Okay. When we play an influential role, it already is. Yeah, they are pretty much. My cynical side tells me not to have children, but truth is, we have to replace good and smart people. It's a personal choice, man. I can't tell you what to do. And basically, your 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 one contribution is not gonna. It's gonna have to take a whole structural change. Okay, to actually stop the slide. What are your thoughts about on boys learning combat sport? I think they should start learning earlier, and it would cut down a lot of violence. So yeah, they should learn it earlier. If I because the first thing when my kid was having problem with like I think like like second or third grade, okay, so having issues, they put him in boxing for like a summer, and all that shit went away. Every man needs to know how to protect himself. We just tell them early gang members stop bullying Brian Pumper. He need to get out the game, man. Brian Pumper's too old, man. He need to get out the fucking game. Well, he's one of them, man. If you look at him, he's one of them. A lot of cartels are fun, and a lot of guys going to special. Yep, they are. They don't need to. They don't need to start sterilizing folks. People are self uh, doing that themselves. They don't need to. What are your thoughts on increasing IQ? Raw horsepower is, I think, is as far as increasing IQ, you can actually make better use of your IQ. I don't think you can increase it, but you can maximize what you have. Should you vote for a purge if it was a real bill? Nope, you should not. It's not a good idea. What is the main issue most people have with today's feminism? It does not work. even for the women. The octanes was a stroke of genius. To me, it was like, okay, to me, it was obvious. To me, it was obvious. All right. As a super chat, I always catch your Patreon announcements on the community wall a week late. Is there a schedule? Um, there's not a schedule, but normally uh, I'll try to be more consistent because it depends on how my week went and what I got going on with the family, when I actually put the stuff up. Normally, I'll try to start basically announcing them earlier. But Sir Anthony, if you email me, I'll make sure that you get the announcement when I decide to do one. I'll email you. I look like a tall, built nerd, but we'll put the average dude in the hospital. Yeah, if you're skilled, okay. Yeah, well, the doc actually wants me to do more work on racial hypergamy. The thing is that I got to finish reading Sedanius's work to really understand it. The uneducated economists talk about lumber and U.S. Federal Reserve. Okay. It's more complex than that. Lumber is just part of it, but it's more complex than that. Not really. I mean, I've done work on it, but I don't know if there's something that pops up, I might. You can't increase your IQ because that's raw horsepower, but you can make better use of the IQ that you have. You're born with your IQ, but you actually maximize what IQ that you do have. Does a higher IQ equate to you making more money? Most of the really high IQ guys are broke, okay, because they don't fit in. The biggest people that make the most money are people with slightly higher than average IQs that have good social skills. A lot of people with very high IQs are very awkward and socially awkward, and they don't fit in. If they don't find their niche, they usually wind up broke. All right. Last question of the day comes from Charles. Okay. Here's an interesting question. What is my biggest contribution to the space, and what do you think yours is as well? Okay. I think your biggest contribution is because you're a cop and you're in your military, and you bring that to this space. Okay, a lot of the discipline and stuff and the understanding of social interaction, because you're a cop, you face that shit every day, so you see a lot of the shit that we talk about. You see it on a daily basis, or you've seen it on a daily basis. You can actually come in and say, I seen this shit, this is what happened, this is why it happens. That's your contribution. My contribution is I actually bring stuff to the space that nobody will actually talk about. That's my contribution. In other words, my thing is lifting the worldview out of the mundane into the elite to this space. That's what I'm trying to do. In other words, this is how the everyday person looks at the world, but you should look at the world by how it's really built and who actually builds it and why it's built. That's what I do. So, like the architect, okay, this is what the matrix really is. But anyhow, EQ is very important. A lot of really high IQ guys that I've known or actually make average to no money. Okay, is because they don't fit in. Whereas really, where I if you're like between most of the guys that make a whole lot of money have an IQ a little higher, between I would say 115 and 130, but they have enough drive and enough social skills to actually make money. That's where you make your real money. IQ doesn't equal money. All right, you guys, I am out. I have punched the clock and I'm doing 15 minutes of overtime right now. If I feel like it, I may do a panel. If not, I won't. But You'll know that by 5 o'clock, whether I'm actually up for it or not. Anyhow, y'all,